Honorable.
I made it quite clear that the trip which you announced the president embarked on, he went on a commercial flight. Mr. Speaker,
I forgive you.
Mr. Speaker, it is very, very rich of the former defense minister who sat there, and President Akufo-Addo traveled on countless occasions on very expensive private jets, is today telling us that our jet is fit for purpose. So how come you couldn't put the former president on the same jet flight? Immediately you left office, the jet has become serviceable. Very, very rich. The jet only became serviceable for a president when you left office. Isn't that telling? You want him to take that jet? How come President Akufo-Addo never took that jet? In any case, Mr. Speaker, hold on. Mr. Speaker, the fact is that President Mahama is different from President Akufo-Addo. I'm saying that, I'm telling you that President Mahama went on the trip for which has been announced on a commercial jet, a commercial flight. President Akufo-Addo never takes that. He takes very expensive jet, and I'm saying that as we speak, President Mahama has never embarked on those flights that President Akufo-Addo have been embarking on. As a defense minister, I think you should be clear on this. If you descend into the arena of pretending that you didn't hear what the speaker said by saying that President Mahama went on a trip, and I'm saying that particular trip, he went on a commercial flight. What is the difference here? Then you are saying that the current presidential jet is fit for purpose, and I'm saying that it is very rich coming from you. When you sat there all these years for President Akufo-Addo to spend almost $1 million or more on private jets, very luxurious ones, President Mahama will never do that to the people of this country. That is the difference.
I wish he had just focused the issue on what my honorable friend, Honorable Nyindam, raised, and not veer into who rented private jets and who didn't rent private jets. As Minister for Defense, and the records available to me, President Mahama kept on renting private jets any time that the president, I'm saying any time that the president's jet was not available, the communication squadron jet was not available for whatever reasons, the president always rented it and used it. The difference today is that the current jet is serviceable. It can move. It is working. It is wrong for the President of the Republic to be going on commercial jets when the jet that Ghana used their money to pay for and buy is available and it's working. It's very wrong. I will have no problem at all if the President used that jet. I will have no problem at all. In fact, Mr. Speaker, if the President of the Republic, for some reason, this jet is not available and he goes to rent a private jet, I will have no problem at all. Take it from me, I will have no problem at all. And I will not blame him. Ghana is not a cheap country. We will not chip in ourselves. Ghana is not a cheap country. We will not chip in ourselves. Ghana has been a torchbearer in Africa. Ghana is one of the most important countries in Africa. The president, who is the #1 citizen, must be protected by air, by sea, and by land. The president's life is very important for all of us. The courtesies that a president must have is very important for all of us. I find it very offensive that our jet is serviceable and our president will not use it. I find it very offensive. I find it very offensive, and let the president know that yes, whilst we are going to hold him responsible by his own actions and words, and your actions and your words, and your deeds when you were at this site, we will not be reckless in opposition. We will not. We will not accuse the president for things that we believe that Ghana deserves. We will not do that. If the private jet is available and the president does not have his commercial jet, there is absolutely nothing wrong. The cost may be a problem. If you have a very serviceable airworthy jet that can cost a minimal amount, I don't have a problem. If you decide to go for a very expensive jet, I may criticize you, but I will not criticize the president of the Republic of Ghana for traveling on a private jet just because we want to do politics. I will not do that. I will not. But in this case, my brother and my friend, the jet of the president is very serviceable. The whole of last year, he spent 6 months, almost 8 months in Paris, and we have put it in very good shape. Top shape. And so there is no excuse for the president to be traveling around the world and say that he will not use that jet. There may be something. He should tell us better reasons. But like I said, I wish he didn't go to that direction, because I would not have spoken about it. I don't think it's necessary to be dragging the armed forces and the access of the armed forces into parliament every day and be criticizing. I will never have done that. But next time, I pray you don't go into that direction. I'm not here to say anything about anybody. I'm just here to correct something that the Honorable Chief Whip made or said. Nothing more, nothing less. First of all, he said Akufo-Addo has not traveled on commercial aircraft. I want to say that President Akufo-Addo has traveled on numerous occasions on the same Emirates before. In fact, on some of the occasions, he went to Honorable Asenso. He's here. You can verify for him. I have the privilege as Minister for Defense to always be at the airport when the president is traveling, and your minister will do same. So I have the records. In fact, I am aware that the president has traveled to the UK numerous times on British Airways. We always had to be there between 10 and 11 for him to go. I'm aware that the president had to travel on Qatar Airways numerous times. So I'm just giving that information to Parliament and to the House. And for it to enter the hands that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has traveled on commercial aircraft several times, not once, and I've mentioned at least 3 airlines. Can I finish? The second thing I want to correct is that President Akufo-Addo has not rented any private jet to travel within the country. West Africa, yes. Outside West Africa, yes. But in the country, no. That is also not correct, because that's what you said, that he's rented jets and traveling within the country. And Mahama will not do that. It's not also true. The third one I want to state is that ever since we took that aircraft to France for it to be done properly, it took almost 6 months, about 6 months to 7 months for it to be fitted properly and brought back. President Akufo-Addo has been using it. In fact, even I think 2 days before he handed over, he used that aircraft. President Akufo-Addo has used that aircraft for the last 8 months. So it is not as if we were not using that aircraft and now we want President Mahama to use it. It's not a true story. President Akufo-Addo has been using it ever since it returned from France. That's the third point I want to make. And the last point I want to make and still make, which is the last point I want to make and still make, is that President Mahama, when that aircraft was not available, rented aircrafts, private jets, and used outside the country. Yes. Yes. I say yes, that I can say that for a fact. Ask him himself. Ask President Mahama himself. I'm saying you don't have the information, but you ask him himself. Ask him himself. He will tell you that yes, he did when he was president. So these are the 4 things I wanted to say. I'm not saying any controversial thing. I'm not bringing any new facts. These are just the 4 things I wanted to say. That one, President Akufo-Addo has traveled on numerous occasions with commercial jets, commercial aircrafts. I've mentioned the names. 2, President Akufo-Addo has not traveled and has not rented any private jet to be traveling around the country. 3, President Akufo-Addo. Yes, I just repeated what I said. So it's in the hands that, Mr. Speaker, I thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.